And if either split happens, it'll make the position of India, a neutral country, more difficult, more challenging, because any kind of fracturing of the world along geopolitical lines will make the task of neutral and non-aligned countries more difficult, because then you have to choose a side, or you have to manage both the camps. So for India, any kind of fracturing along geopolitical and economic lines would certainly not be good news. But I think what we are seeing, though, is that at least in the Alaska meeting, Trump recognized, ironically, that US policy has pushed Russia closer to China. So in order to break this axis against the US, he is seeking to woo Putin. And wooing Putin also involves ending the Ukraine war, because without ending the Ukraine war, the US cannot peel Russia away from China. Ironically, at the same time, Trump is also doing the opposite. He's making the very mistake that he's trying to correct in relation to Russia, which is that he's pushing India to mend ties with China. So it's very ironical that he's doing. In fact, there's a double irony, because Trump in his first term gave India pride of place in this Indo-Pacific strategy. He clearly laid out that India is very important for American policy as a counterbalancer to China. But today, he's treating India more harshly than China. This is a jarring paradox, that China is being treated with kids' gloves while the weight of his tariffs and sanctions has fallen on India.
Indeed, and right when you were speaking, Mr. Sharani, we also are looking at visuals of the official family photo there, and President Xi Jinping flanked on his right side with President Putin, and who seems a lot more comfortable and more at home, one would say. A 5-day-long visit. He's going to be there on the Wednesday date as well that you mentioned, when there's going to be that mega military parade that China is putting on for its might, celebrating its victory in World War II. And one of other President Trump's friends, Kim Jong-un, is also expected to be there. As you were pointing out, the so-called autocrats of the entire world are uniting. But it's not just a statement that when 10 leaders of the SCO all happen to make the time and come. In India, in fact, also sharing that photograph with China just months after Operation Sindoor. Something has changed globally, because earlier this year we also saw Prime Minister Narendra Modi going for the G7 summit as a special invitee to Canada. And today we see at SCO Prime Minister Narendra Modi again in the front row there, sharing a cordial handshake with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The optics of this are certainly being noticed all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, those are visuals from just moments ago when Prime Minister Narendra Modi was received at the official SCO reception. In moments from now, we'll also get visuals from inside, but now we can confirm that all the world leaders have indeed arrived at the SCO reception and officially have been received by Chinese President Xi Jinping there. That was Prime Minister Narendra Modi just a few moments ago. On the broadcast, continuing to be with us is Ambassador Goel and Mr. Brahmacharani. Ambassador Goel, I would like to come to you very briefly on this. Mr. Charani was pointing out a lot of significant points there in terms of the optics and how this relationship altogether is going to impact. But the biggest billion-dollar question is, right now there are going to be a lot more backdoor negotiations that we do not see on the reception front. And we see that SCO has been a point of contention vis-a-vis the declaration and all